Hi, I'm Hillary. Welcome to my channel, Teaching Moments. So, as we all know, with the coronavirus situation, kids across the nation are out of school. In my last video, I gave ideas on how to keep the kids active, and today I wanted to take some time to talk about ways to keep kids learning. So, the schools across the nation are all varied on what they're doing to keep the kids learning. It varies by district, and some of them have technology in place, others do not. So it varies so widely, but I have some ideas to keep the kids learning, and yes, even middle school and high school kids. I know that that can be a challenge for parents to keep them learning as well. Okay, so let me just talk for a second about my name, the name of my channel, Teaching Moments. This is why I call it Teaching Moments, because teaching isn't in a box. It's not, you don't just learn at school. You learn everywhere. We learn in life. We learn College of Hard Knocks. You heard of that one before? Like, it's so true though. Like, you just learn from experience, and even obviously when you get out of school, when you get out of college, you still learn so much. You never stop learning, and there's learning everywhere. There's learning in math and science, but there's also learning how to cook, learning how to change a tire, learning how to pay your bills, learning about friendships and relationships with people, learning how to pray, you can learn so many variety of things, learning music, so that's why I call this Teaching Moments, because we can take all these different kind of moments around us to teach our kids about so many different things. You never stop learning. You just create more opportunity, or just seize the opportunity that you see to learn. So that is why I call my channel Teaching Moments. Just to learn about me, in case you haven't watched my channel before, I am a mother of 4 children between the ages of 9 and 17. I homeschool my kids, but my oldest daughter is a junior in high school, and she goes to public school for 2 classes a day, and then she comes home around lunchtime, and I teach her the rest of the day. So I do kind of a both with her. So I understand the situation that a lot of you parents are in, because she's home for a couple of her classes, and we're like, okay, so what happens now with algebra class? What happens now? The quarter, she's supposed to be taking a new class, but apparently that new class isn't gonna happen. I'm wondering if she's gonna have to do it next year, or I don't know how they're gonna handle that. So I've got questions too that are unanswered, but I don't think a lot of people know these answers yet. So we just need to be patient, and in the meantime, we need to teach our children and continue them to learn. So I have some ideas that you can use. Now, the coronavirus epidemic, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, this situation will end. Our lives will get back to normal. We will have tennis class again someday. We will have dance class. We will get back with our friends and our regular programmed lives at some point in time. Hopefully sooner rather than later, I know for all of you. But so these same ideas of teaching these skills can also be used like during summer break. I know during Christmas break, people don't like to do maybe schooling with their kids, but it is good to get any long time where they have a break and maybe they need to refresh or keep some of those skills fresh. You can use these same things any of those times. Personally, for me, when I've been homeschooling my children, okay, so my daughter is a junior. I've been teaching her, homeschooling her since she was in kindergarten, so I've been doing this for 10 plus years. And so I learned not to take very long of a break for summer break, because 3 months is just too long. They forget things, and then I was reteaching everything from last year for the first month and a half of school. That was too much for me, so we ended up just doing like a 6-week vacation break instead of a 12-week like they typically do. But during that time, you can use these same kind of things. Okay, so let's get into it. First of all, the public school district that we're in, they're basically just giving the kids things that will help reinforce the things that they've already learned. They're not doing any online learning. They're not doing any not as far as learning new material. It's not like the teachers are getting online, teaching a class, teaching them new things. They're just reinforcing what they've already learned, which is good. We want to do that because, gosh, we don't know how long this is gonna last. Are they out till September or August? I don't really know. They could be. So some of them are actually, I think the state of Kansas is, and I don't know. Every state has been so different on what they choose. So we do want to review and keep them fresh. But this is also a fantastic time to work on weaknesses. If they have like a weakness in math is a difficult subject for a lot of people. So if your child has a weakness on math, maybe now is a really good time to go back and kind of fill in the gaps of the things that they were missing before. Did they have a really hard time with subtraction or division or fractions? That's always a fun one. Go back and relearn those skills. When you go to learn skills, now our public school district said go according to their grade level. They want them to know there's certain things they need to know at each grade level. True, okay, we can respect that. But at the same time, as far as a homeschooler goes, we know that there's certain things they should know by each grade, but sometimes kids just don't get it, and then all of a sudden they'll get it real fast, and like boom, they have like a brain growth spurt, just like they have physical growth spurts, and they learn the material faster at one point when they were really struggling with it a couple of years ago. So I say that to say, go by skill level, not by grade level. Now, I did see that our school district said when it comes to reading, go according to their reading level, which I totally agree with. Another reason I made this channel is to help out to help out parents and teachers who have dyslexic students. All 4 of my children have dyslexia, and I really have a heart for that. And I really want to reach out and help parents that are like, I don't know what to do for my child. And I came to find out that a lot of teachers don't even know what to do for their students, and they want to help them. I'm finding this amazing as I'm reading and discovering and actually sitting in the room with other teachers, and they're like, we don't know what to do either. So anyway, that's one of the other reasons I have my channel is for the dyslexic students. So there could be some students that have a hard time reading, not always dyslexic, but just have a hard time reading. Go to their reading level. I kind of say the same thing with math. If they didn't catch on to something, go back, figure it out. This is a great time to get those gaps filled. I'm gonna say, parents, have patience with your child. You love your child and you want them to succeed. I know that you do. So just have patience with them and help get them with somebody. I've also heard a lot of tutors have also canceled tutoring children, which I can understand why. So normally I would say possibly look at a tutor, but there's a lot of tutors that have canceled. There are some online tutors that I think are opening up their capabilities with the online technology. But as far as a local tutor, they're probably taking a break for a while as well. Okay, so skill level, not grade level. Okay, so I have behind me some websites that you can go to learn, to have some review content or to go on to the next phase. If you think your child is ready, you can teach them division. You know how to divide. You can even buy little workbooks or any extra material that you want to get besides what the school has provided. You can do that. You're the parent. You have control of that. You can do that. So go ahead and do that. You can go to like Staples or Walmart, or Dollar Store is a great place too, and they have little booklets of like math or grammar, or they even have like science and history that you can get some little booklets for them to work on also. Okay, so I wrote them on the board behind me because I'm really bad at remembering to put them in the comments below, so to put those links down below. I'm gonna try to remember, but this way you guys still have it just in case I forget, okay? So my first one is called ABCya. That sounds a little kiddish, but it's not. I'll tell you the grades here. So ABCya is from pre-K through 6th grade plus, and they do grammar, math, strategy, and other type of subjects. And they have some just fun games on there, holiday games and things like that. You can go look at that. we also have used Shepherd software for many years. Shepherd software is pretty cool because they do all ages. I mean all ages, preschool through adults, even college level and adult. They have some games on there for that. So they have math, language arts, science, geography, they have chemistry, and more. So I would really recommend that one for also middle schoolers, high schoolers, and even if you're in college. I think some college classes are online. My husband also works for a university and they went to all online classes, but they have the technology for it. I'm not sure if all colleges do right now. So anyway, but that's an idea. So that was Shepherd software. And then for math worksheets, you can go to a place called Dad Worksheets. And this is a guy, and he has 4 daughters, and they go to public school, but he just wanted to start making some worksheets for his daughters years ago. And then I found this guy, and man, he just keeps making worksheets, and they're really good. They have their basic operations to fractions, there's decimals, there's pre-algebra on there, money, measurements, and a lot more. So anything from your basic stuff all the way up through pre-algebra, you'll be able to find it on there. So that was dadworksheets.com. Okay, so there was abcia.com. Here's Shepherd software. There's the dadworksheets.com. And then the other one I want to talk about was Math Fact Cafe. Those are worksheets that you can customize, you can make, or I think they have some already made for you. So that's Math Fact Cafe. They have worksheets for kindergarten through 5th grade. So they don't have your upper math, but they do have the elementary school grades. Okay, so let's talk about middle school and high school. What do we do with the middle schoolers and high schoolers? Well, I had some suggested places that you can go, but also have them look into subjects they're interested. So often, like the Department of Education sets out some standards of subjects that they have to have, and they need to have those for every school year. But now is a great opportunity that if there is some area where they just didn't have time to put that class in, or it's just something that they wanted to learn about. Maybe you have a student that really is interested in learning how to build bridges. Have them study how people have built bridges and have them get into that kind of learning. Like they can study it, they can read about it, they can do a report on it, they can do hands-on. That's more like STEM stuff. They can do that kind of stuff. Or maybe you have someone who's interested in the field of medicine. Have them look up some of those kind of things. One thing, I have a high schooler, as I said. I also have a middle schooler. And they go to youth group at our church, and they have really, really missed their friends because all churches have pretty much been canceled as well. So they miss their friends, and that most of their friends went to the youth group. And so they're more bummed about this whole situation because they can't see their friends. And that's teenagers. And well, that's all of us to some degree, but teenagers definitely, I think, are just more bummed that they can't see their friends. So one good thing I think to do is to look into plagues and diseases of the past and work on it with them. You can sit with them if you want, if you have the time, or you can have them read for themselves and do a little report that they're going to give you. You can say to them, I heard there was a plague in the 1600s. Please tell me what that was about, and I would like to learn more. Could you find this out? I don't know. You know how to talk to your child so that you can kind of set them up to learn, and maybe they don't realize they're learning. But I think what I'm trying to say here is I think it would do them good and do us all good to understand the plagues of the past and understand what we are trying to not repeat. Understand why our government is putting out these suggestions that we stay home or don't get in big groups or all that kind of stuff. So why can I not see my friends? Why can I not go to youth group? Why can I not go just hang out with my friends, my 20 friends? And so if they understand why, maybe they'll be a little bit more okay with it. They'll still be bummed a little bit, but at least they'll understand the why. And also the fact that our kids are going to grow up and they're going to be the ones running the government and things like that too, and we want them to also not repeat the past. So I love history, I'm a history person, but I think it's good for them to understand that. So even if they won't like do a report themselves, if you can't get them to do that, then at least if you could sit down and maybe you guys can discover some things just in an afternoon together of why the plagues of the past and why they're learning this. And then just as a side note, I heard that there was, I wish I remember the person, there was a person who was one of the great inventors and scientists of history, had been involved in the plague, and he had to stay home and he was bored, and that's how he ended up figuring out a lot of the things that he was awarded in science for later, is because he had time to look into these things that he didn't have time to look into before. So I just thought it was an interesting note. We need to learn how to spend our time wisely. Okay, so also learn a new skill. Like, everyone can learn a new skill. You can learn how to cook, you can learn how to program, you can learn how to sew. Yeah, so just like cooking is a skill that everybody needs to know how to do. Right now, restaurants still have the delivery option, but those people who don't really cook much are kind of at a loss of what to do. And even us who do know how to cook, sometimes are still at a loss because the ingredients we need aren't on the shelves anymore. And so we're having to use different things and different recipes. And so just learning how to cook is a good life skill that I think everybody should learn how to do. So just learn a new skill. My girls, I was so proud of them. They were learning how to use the ukulele the other day. And so I hadn't heard those ukuleles. Is it ukulele or ukulele? I don't really know. But anyway, I hadn't heard them playing those for a while. And then they picked it up and started learning, trying to learn individually so then they can play together. And it was really great. I loved it. I was so proud of them for doing that on their own. Okay. So I do have a series of videos that I did in December about fun craft ideas that you can do. There's a series of 3 of them. I know one of them was sewing, another one, I don't remember them all, but go back and look in December. I have 3 videos of craft things that you can make. Also, my kids, my youngest son especially, he learned to draw by going to Kids Art Hub. That is a YouTube channel, and I think I'm actually subscribed to this. So if you look at the channels I'm subscribed to, I think Kids Art Hub is one of them. If they're not, they should be. So Kids Art Hub on YouTube is a really great channel that a father sits down and draws with his children, and they come up with the cutest drawings. And anyway, my kids have learned how to draw from them, and they do great. Oh, like this. My daughter drew this the other day. She was watching them, and she drew this one too. She'll probably laugh when she finds out I did this to her, but that's okay. They were just sitting here, so they're really cute pictures to draw. They even have, like, I think they have some superheroes, because my son drew Batman as well. So anyway, check them out. They're really good. It's worth the watch. So that's something for them to do. And then also teaching kids with learning games. It makes it feel fun, but yet they're still learning. I love learning games. I wish I had more time to do learning games, but as a homeschool mom, my schedule hasn't changed too much, except for our out of, the sports, but otherwise I'm still homeschooling, so, which is good. But reading games are really a fun way to learn. I also saw a statistic once that if kids are having fun, they're going to remember it better than if it's just sitting in class and listening to a teacher. So you might want to reinforce some of the things that they've learned already with some fun learning games. Now, I would like to post some more learning games on here for you guys and give you some more ideas. I've already done one. I think it was the second video I did. So go back and look for my second video. It's called Reading Games. And there's a couple of games there to help with contractions and sight words and homonyms. I think I did that one too. So there's that game, and then I'll post some more games, learning games for you guys as well. Pinterest is always a good place to go to for that kind of stuff. And if you have any questions, or even learning, if you have any questions, please ask, and I'll do the best to point you in a direction of somebody who would know it. I certainly don't know everything. I know I don't know everything. I just want to help people with some of the things that I have ideas about already. And yeah, thank you for watching this video.